morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Tuesday, the 25th of July. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Where can you go to engage curious young minds? Well, if you're driving through Murfreesboro, make a stop here at Discovery Center at Murfree Spring. We're going to learn about their up and coming exhibits and of course what they have on hand right now. But let me tell you, in a few short weeks, the famous Paw Patrol will be on hand for your little one to learn with and explore. Not only that, they have a new resident here at the Discovery Center. I cannot wait to share with you and introduce you to the new white baby fox. After that, we're heading to Vanleer to talk about the plants and flowers that you need to think about planting now if you would like them in the ground by fall or before fall. What you need to know with planting. We'll have that for you coming up. And then, of course, our Tennessee traveler, Tom Adkinson, is taking us to another Tennessee destination that you will want to put on your calendar before the beginning of the school year. But first, let's get a check of our headlines.
Take a look at this man and remember his name and business. Wesley Shaw and Tennessee Fire Specialty Systems. The Nashville Fire Department's Fire Marshal's office is warning people not to do business with the man or the company. According to NFD, Shaw is not licensed to perform these inspections and the customers who have used his service are not in compliance. Learn what else the NFD has discovered and get the number of who to call if you've been a victim by going to MainStreetMediaTN.com and clicking on Main Street Nashville. People in Sumner County are being encouraged by their local lawmakers to take advantage of this coming weekend's sales tax holiday. The General Assembly passed the largest tax cut in Tennessee history this year. Now you can head over to MainStreetMediaTN.com to get more details on the tax holiday. Have you heard of the annual Old Brush Ice Cream Supper? The annual event helps to support and maintain the Old Brush Cemetery in Portland. Mark your calendars for this Saturday, the 29th. Festivities begin with a meat and three meal at the cafeteria at 4 p.m. And of course, ice cream is available. Look over the list of activities and entertainment by visiting our website and going to the Portland Sun. Now let's get a check of what's in our forecast by turning over to the team at Tennessee Valley Weather.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm Kelly Rawson in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. We are currently moving into our new building, so our technology is kind of all over the place in between two buildings right now. So you've got the voice of Kelly Rawson with your forecast for this Tuesday morning. We stay dry for this morning. We will see a few clouds here and there, but overall expect a partly cloudy day with plenty of sunshine for the rest of this morning. Like I said, we do stay dry with temperatures getting up into the lower 90s for this afternoon, but we're going to hold on to dry conditions through the rest of the afternoon. I can't rule out maybe a stray shower, but I do think we are going to stay mainly dry for today, and that will even continue into much of the rest of the week. We get up into the lower 90s once again for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. By the weekend, we could be talking mid-90s, and we are going to stay mainly dry aside from a stray rain chance over the next few days, with the highest rain chance being Sunday of this weekend.
I am in one of the coolest spots, I think. It is the Discovery Center at Murfree Spring. We have the CEO here of the Discovery Center. We have Tara MacDougall. Tara, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming.
As soon as you step in the doors here, you just are immersed in so much fun, or at least little ones are immersed in so much fun. What can people expect when they come out?
When people come out, they can expect something different all the time, but it's a sense of joy and play, and what we realize about our facility is that children can kind of be in charge, and because we have open space, adults can really kind of keep track of their children, but they feel the independence, and that is very complementary to growth with children.
100%, and there's just endless learning here, different exhibits that you have. Can you walk us through some of the exhibits that you have on hand?
Sure. One of our absolute favorite exhibits is our Waterworks, which is our water table downstairs, and there are all kinds of opportunities to learn about physics, but at the same time it's mostly play, and children can use paddles to divert water. There are rockets, there's fishing poles, to splash. Highly recommended to put on rain gear as an adult or as a child when you come to play in waterworks. But in addition to that, we have an iconic fire truck that is inside the building, and the secret about that is this building was built around the fire truck. That's how we got it in here.
Are you serious?
But it was operational decades ago in Murfreesboro, so it's a favorite photography spot for people when they visit.
I'm sure that it is. And then what do we have behind me? This is a fun little mural.
This is part of our Science of Music exhibit, which was designed and fabricated in-house. But a professor at MTSU, Michael Hagerty, led this community art project for us, and he put it all together, but the community actually painted and shaped the pieces that go into this kind of modern take on Science of Music. So we're in our temporary space right now, and this typically changes out about every 5 to 6 months. We are thrilled that in about another month or so, Paw Patrol is arriving, and that is going to be a big draw. It will be arriving in 3 18-wheelers, so lots of exhibit fun when that gets here in September.
Oh, you know, some kids are going to be jumping for joy for that one. You have something else that's interesting, and you're going to see video here in just a minute, but it is a We Are Tennessee.
Yes, that is an exhibit that utilizes some space in the center that is just a flat wall near an elevator, and we were trying to come up with what we could do that's engaging. And so we have an annual competition in photography, poetry, and writing, and painting, and you submit, and then it gets posted on the wall for 1 to 2 years, and then it changes out. So we're thrilled that we have that. The tapestry, the quilt in the background is a Tennessee famous quilt. So we're thrilled to have that here.
What does it take to bring in the exhibits that you have? What work goes into that?
A lot of planning, advanced planning, a lot of work, a lot of money. We have a very generous community. These exhibits are extremely expensive, but we do research to understand what appeals to our community and to our region, and what families want to engage with. So it is something that is well planned out. We also do a lot of evaluation. So when we do have in-house exhibits that are permanent here, we're constantly evaluating. We hold focus groups so that families can feel this is their center.
Now tell us a little bit about the wetland area, because it's just not the inside where you can explore, but you can explore outside.
We have wonderful field trips and tours out in the wetlands. We have a pump house that has wading boots and nets, and we do catch and release field trips. The boardwalk goes through 22 acres of wetlands where we have herons and otters, and that is really an example of a successful public-private partnership, and opened in 2002. It's going under some refurbishment right now, but it'll be ready for the fall exploration.
For those who may not know, how special is it to have something like this in a community?
It is extremely special, and even more important to have something like this in a community. We see right now about 130,000 visitors a year, and we have field trips from 18 counties in our region. But we work with the Department of Education and our Science Alliance partners in making sure our curriculum is complementary to what children need to learn. So we're a teacher's best friend, and we're always there to make the experience better, to kind of supplement and provide that added layer of learning and that passion for learning. We don't do any testing here. It's all about the hands-on experiential learning.
Love that. You also have something else that's very special. It is your fox.
It is our baby fox, and she arrived probably a month or so ago. She's a baby fox, but she's a white baby fox, and she's going to have her big debut soon. She's indoors right now. I believe her name is Dottie Jean, and so we're just thrilled to have her. We have about 40 different critters that we use for programming, including Pemberton, our great horned owl. We have Bill, our ball python. We have some critters you would love and some that you may just want to look at.
But always, of course, wanting to learn something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There is always
Yes.
a learning aspect, which is absolutely beautiful. Is there anything else that I haven't asked that you would like to share?
A couple of things that we have coming up. Discover India is a free day in August.
Okay.
So that's coming up August 26th, and Hispanic Heritage is coming up in September. And then Discovery Center is also the founder of the statewide Tennessee STEAM Festival, which is showing that science, technology, engineering, art, and math are everywhere. And that kicks off October 13th. And that is across the state. So lots going on.
I would say so. Where can we continue to track what's happening here?
If you go to the website, explorethedc.org is a great place to get all the information. It changes constantly, or of course, just give us a call. But it's pretty easy to see what's going on a daily basis here online.
Tara, thank you so much. Again, Discovery Center at Murfree Spring. If you're here 1 week, make sure that you plan on coming back in the next couple of weeks. You always want to make sure that you're visiting here when you make a stop in Murfreesboro. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have a lot more coming up.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Did you know that up to 80% of us will experience back or neck pain during our lifetime? Many of you are offered surgery or addictive pain pills to relieve your chronic pain. At the Dr. Gill's Center for Back, Neck, Chronic Pain Relief, we have been leading the way to better health, naturally, and have helped tens of thousands of people right here in Middle Tennessee for the past 30 years.
I came to Dr. Gill about 10 years ago after my local doctors recommended surgery. I knew about Dr. Gill and wanted to see if he could help me. 10 years later, I am pain-free, no surgery, and no pain pills.
Surgery is scary, and over 40% of all back surgeries fail, creating a cycle of surgery and pills. There is a safer solution to your chronic pain. Make the call to the Dr. Gill Center for Back, Neck, Chronic Pain Relief today and get your life back. This office visit is normally $299, but call today and receive your initial consultation, report of finding for just $49. But hurry, this offer won't last long. Call 615-768-8743. That's 615-768-8743.
Welcome back. You know, if you're looking to plant either plants or flowers in the fall, this is something you need to start thinking about right now, believe it or not. To tell us all about it, we have Michael Hagerty. He's with Country Garden Greenhouse located here in Vanleer. Michael, first off, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Stephanie.
So, you know, a lot of people plant for the spring and they want to do something in the fall. They don't know what to do. What do they need to, I guess, start thinking about right now?
Well, really there are 4 things that you can do in the fall. And many people feel like flowers are for spring and then they don't think about it anymore in the fall. But there's some important things that you can do. Number 1, just for visual enjoyment, you can get mums and pansies. Those are the kinds of things you traditionally think of in the fall. But in addition to that, fall is actually the best time to plant shrubs and trees. So, September, October, the weather's a little milder than it might be in the spring, so the risk of transplantation shock is a little bit lower, and then they go dormant, and then they come back in the spring and they're very strong. So shrubs and trees.
Okay.
The other thing a lot of people don't think about is cold vegetables. So things like cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, lettuces, those kinds of things. You plant those early in the spring when it's cold, but then you can do it again in the fall. So we're actually starting those right now to sell to people who can then transplant them in August and September and then get an entire second crop of cold vegetables that will go sometimes as late as the new year. in this environment.
No kidding, I had no idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last thing is perennials, and behind us we have a whole bunch of beautiful perennials, and we've started them in the summer, and people can buy them in the fall, put them in the ground, enjoy the blooms or whatever it is that is the feature of the plants that they buy, and then those will go dormant in the winter. They can cut them back, and in the spring they'll have a really nice strong plant that will bloom and thrive in the spring.
So versus planting them in the spring and them getting overly heated in the summer?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And depending on how big the plant is in the spring, sometimes they won't bloom in the first year.
Okay.
But if you plant them in the fall, then they're guaranteed to bloom in the second year.
And you've been seeing some video of the perennials that they have here on hand. Some people may worry about the freeze in the winter time. How do they avoid that to keep their plants or their shrubs strong?
Well, normal freezes are no big deal.
Okay.
So these plants can survive. Plants that are native to this area or designed for this area can survive normal freezes with no problem at all. The one we had last December was an act of God that happens once every 100 years, and a lot of stuff just couldn't handle it. But normal winter, normal freezes, these things will be just fine.
Is there something that people are asking you right now in preparation for the fall? Yeah, and it's about shrubs. Okay. So right now, like as people are coming in and they are starting to prepare for the fall, what are they asked? What's that most common question you're getting?
The most common question we get is about shrubs.
Okay.
And again, back to the hard freeze that we had in December. There are a lot of shrubs that looked dead earlier in the year, but are not actually dead. They have new growth coming up from the ground, and people are asking me, are those actually going to live? And so we give them advice on how to treat those plants. And then depending on how patient they are, if they're okay with the plant being really small for a couple of years, they can leave it in the ground, prune it back, and it'll be fine. Or if they need it to match the one that's next to it that didn't die, then they can buy a new one and plant it next door.
So once fall is over, what can we look forward to after the fall season here at the Country Garden Greenhouse?
Well, we've got mums coming in September and October. Once that season is over, we are going to have, for the very first time, a Christmas celebration out here. So we'll have trees and garland and wreaths and poinsettias and all kinds of Christmas stuff. And we hope to make it even broader than that. We hope to invite some local craftspeople from the community to come out and maybe be able to show off their wares as well.
When it comes to the items that people buy, do you have like instructions with each plant or kind of that visual aid for them?
Well, each plant comes with a tag. Look at the tag, read the tag, do what the tag says.
It's not just there for decoration.
No, it's not. And the other thing is Google. Google. There are so many great resources online. There's tons of really, really good online nurseries, and they publish instructions, frequently asked questions, troubleshooting ideas, all kinds of things. Or if they want, they can just pick up the phone and call me.
What is the number for here?
615-763-6112.
And the address?
4212 Highway 49 West, Vanleer.
Make a trip out here to Country Garden Greenhouse. Michael Hagerty on hand. You and your wife would be here with some help, and you'll notice some kittens. They'll greet you as well. Thank you so much. Is there anything I didn't ask that you would want to share?
No, I don't think so. We're just so grateful for the time that you've given us, and we hope to see you again in the future.
Oh, we're going to be back a lot, you guys. Okay, stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up right after this.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. This morning we are taking a trip to a bakery outside of Cookeville, Tennessee in Monterey. It is known as Laurel Mountain Bakery, and to take us there we have author and photographer and Main Street Nashville columnist Tom Adkinson with us this morning. Tom, please tell us all about the yummy and savory breads and pies they have there.
Laurel Mountain Bakery is one of the things I'm really glad I learned about. I was up at Fairfield Glade last summer. Mm-hmm. There was a farmer's market and there was a bakery tent, and I found really good stuff and was chatting up with the young lady who was there. And she says, "Oh, we're big. We got a store in Monterey and we sell all over Middle Tennessee." And her name is Jessica Willis. Uh-huh. And the story is just cool. It's 8 siblings who have a bakery business.
That's amazing.
I don't know any set of siblings who could pull this off. I couldn't do it with my siblings. But in 2013, they started selling stuff at farmers markets. And then in 2018, they had grown so big with so much demand, they got an old classic Cumberland Plateau house. Mm-hmm. In the little town of Monterey, right off of I-40. And they have a storefront and selling all kinds of sourdough breads and pies and cinnamon rolls. And they're just good. That's all there is to it.
That sounds incredible. So what sort of variety of sourdough breads and pies do they offer?
They're real proud of how they do it. It's a 2-day process for them to make bread. So what you get every day is quite fresh, but it's regular sourdough and blueberry and rosemary, thyme, cheddar, jalapeno. The chalkboard just has a big old list of things, and then the list of pies. All kinds of fruit pies. It's not chocolate meringue pies, but it's cherry and blackberry and apple, other fruit pies like that, all from the siblings.
That's so cool to hear. Again, 8 siblings together. The fact that they get along well enough to be able to produce this on a regular basis is fascinating to me.
Jessica told me that they kind of magically found their own niches of work. Uh-huh. She is a good out front person. But there's somebody who's good at accounting, and somebody who does their distribution, and somebody who does the main parts of the production. By the way, look for Laurel Mountain Bakery goods in stores all over Middle Tennessee. They have a pretty wide retail distribution. And
really, do you know which stores? Can you share that with us?
It's on the website. In my recollection, it's 36 stores scattered around Middle Tennessee. So one or more of the siblings is on the road a lot, making deliveries. And for finding this place, it's really easy. When you're zooming to Knoxville sometime, and we all go back and forth to Knoxville, exit 300, and it's just north of the interstate. It's probably not half a mile. Nicely marked, so you could drop off the interstate, get yourself a load of cookies, loaf of bread, and zoom on back to Nashville or continue your trip to Knoxville.
Well, then last question for you. So say we don't make a trip. I can't tell you the last time I went that way, and we're not for sure if we're close to one of the stores that they cater to. Can we order online?
You asked me a question I don't know. I do not think they're in that business because, well, they are so fresh.
Yeah.
I don't see how they could be.
That's true. That would definitely take away from that for sure. Okay. Well, Laurel Mountain Bakery, Monterey, Tennessee, just outside of Cookeville. Tom, thank you so much for sharing this incredible bakery with us.
Carb up and keep traveling.
We will do it, Tom. Thank you so much. You can find Tom Adkinson's Tennessee Traveler articles in Main Street Nashville in the paper there or on the website, mainstreetnashville.com. Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have a whole lot more coming at you this morning. We'll be right back.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Y'all, I'm serious right now. They have a dragon here. I saw it.
Get out of here.
Come on, I'll show you.
Wait up.
Whoa! I told you so. That is a dragon.
Sparks will fly and smoke will roll at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway as America's favorite short track roars back to life Saturday, July 29th with the return of high-speed, non-wing open-wheel sprint cars for the first time in almost 20 years. The Pro Door Manufacturing 40 joining the 500 Sprint Car Tour will be the Jake Sari All-Stars Tour presented by Chevrolet Performance. Plus, all 6 local quarter-mile divisions. Get your tickets for the return of high-octane racing action at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.Racing.
Welcome back on this Tuesday morning. We are here at the Nashville Zoo talking about the upcoming Komodo dragons that will be right here to tell us more about the exhibit. We have our friend Mallory Emma, who we always love checking in on. So what is coming this way? How many Komodo dragons?
We are so excited. Our Komodo dragons will be opening July 27th, so everybody can come see them. And we have 4 Komodo dragons in total, but most likely we'll have just one on exhibit for right now, but he's going to be our biggest dragon, and his name is Little Sebastian.
It would be Little Sebastian being the biggest one. How much does Little Sebastian weigh?
Little Sebastian weighs just over 200 pounds and is 9 feet long, so he's a big boy.
He is a big boy and a precious one at that. What I think is so cool is this exhibit is the biggest and best in the country. Mm-hmm. And it's right here.
It's right here at your Nashville Zoo. It's the biggest Komodo habitat in the country. We're so thrilled to bring this to the guests and just a new experience for when you come out to the zoo.
A great one, and this is an exhibit that will stay. What went into getting these Komodo dragons here to Nashville?
So a lot of them have been living behind the scenes. We used to have them on exhibit here at our Unseen the World exhibit. So if you've been a longtime fan of the zoo, you might have seen them before. So our herpetology team has just been caring for them behind the scenes, and now they get their brand new exhibit, their brand new home.
So their home, who came up with the idea for this particular style of home that they're getting?
A lot of it is our leadership team here at the zoo, Rick, who spearheads everything and put this beautiful design together, and the team that's made it happen.
And you have your ribbon cutting coming up.
Yes.
Who can be involved in the ribbon cutting?
So this upcoming Wednesday, July 26th, we'll have a special ribbon cutting, and all Zoo members are allowed to get a special sneak preview. All you got to do is show your member card.
Okay.
So that's a little special incentive, or you can become a Zoo member today and get a special sneak preview of the Komodo.
So it is the Tuesday before, so if you'd like to be here, make your way to the website and become a Nashville Zoo member, and you can be here for this awesome ribbon cutting. Of course, we'll try to be here so we can bring that to you. Mallory, thank you so much. We always appreciate you. One last little tidbit too. Make your way out before the end of the weekend. July 30th, the Dino Trek will be coming to an end. Those dinosaurs will be extinct here at the Nashville Zoo. I stole that from Mallory, actually. I don't know about you, but I am ready to visit the Komodo dragons there at the zoo. Thanks so much for joining us here for Mornings on Main Street. We look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow morning.